going to show you my rock collection, or at least the best parts of it. Most of you do not know that I recently graduated and I studied geology at my campus. And so I have found several rocks that I thought would be cool to show you guys today. And if you like this idea, you might like my next idea. If you would like to see, I do have a fossil collection of fossils that I found, and also some that I got online. So if you'd like to see a fossil video in the future, definitely let me know down below. And also, if you have any other ASMR ideas, please comment them down below. I am definitely taking suggestions. I know some people may have suggested things in the past. I definitely did not write those down, and so I definitely forgot. So please put any suggestions down below that you may have, and that's all. So let's get started on my rock collection. I hope you guys enjoy. This is probably more of a visual trigger, as some rocks are colorful and have textures, but there really is no tapping or anything, just my voice. So I hope you guys enjoy. I am first going to start out. Let's start with this one. So this is from this reddish, it's almost like a purple color. This is what we would call a quartzite. This specimen was found in Wisconsin, and I thought it was very cool, so I picked it up and brought it home, because this white banding that goes through it, if you can see, it literally goes through the whole piece. And I thought that is such a unique piece that you can see every angle of this intrusion. And so this is quartzite, and then the white lines are quartz that were intruded into the veins. And so we get these white strips of quartz in there. So it's a very cool piece. Lower in the southern Wisconsin, I retrieved this piece. And the next piece is another one I will do from that area. It's pretty much the same, but it's a little bit different of a name. So this is the purplish quartzite again, with a huge vein of quartz. But this one's very special. If you see these purple chunks of quartzite, they are floating in the white quartz. And there's a few pieces like that. So what happened was the hot quartz went up into these rocks that were cut open like this. And there was loose pieces of the purple quartzite. And so they got picked up in the almost like lava texture, because this white stuff was so hot. And then they got stuck in there. So this is called a breccia. So you'd probably call it a breccia quartzite, because of the standalone material that is floating in the other material. So that's from the same area. Alrighty, my third sample. Let's grab these little guys. I bought these online. They are obsidian shards. Pretty much blown out of a volcano. But yeah, I love obsidian. It's pretty much glass. It's so cool and shiny. It is very sharp though. If I were to get, I could probably slice my finger with one of these corners if it was, sharper than this. It's obviously dulled down by the online seller, but I just love how it's really hard to see. I just noticed on camera. There's like little grooves and stuff where they cut it. There, as you can see, there's like a good angle. Yeah, it pretty much just fractures into pieces. And so I'm sure they just kind of broke it with a hammer to sell as many pieces as they can, because that's what people who do business do. But yeah, very cool. I love obsidian. There isn't any in my area, obviously. I have no volcanoes, or at least there's not any this size in my area. I have another piece that does have some obsidian in it, but it's very tiny shards. I will show you in a little bit. But yeah, there's obsidian. My next one. I'm just gonna show you this little guy. This is another quartz vein, but I broke this piece off myself. And so you can see how big this vein is, or was, that was there. There's a lot more still there, but this piece I broke off is, it's pretty good size. And this vein was probably like 5 inches across, and it was very tall. It was like probably 10-15 feet up, like above me. But I got this little chunk out. So yeah, I thought it was very cool. It's very smooth, and it's just my little nugget, my little quartz nugget. And this piece is very interesting. It's called Dulc. And if you guys have ever done those hardness tests in high school or college, actually I think even middle school science dives into some rock stuff. But Dulc is one of the weakest rocks. You can actually scratch it with your fingernail. And this one's got kind of like a greenish hint to it. And it does shed very easily, so it's going to be everywhere. But yeah, this spot actually had Dulc and serpentine. Both are very weak rocks, and but I'm calling this Dulc because the serpentine looks like hair when you pull it apart. It's got like fibers. It's got little strands. It pulls apart like the hair on your head. So I believe this one's Dulc, and I can scratch it with my fingernail, which means it is 1 on the Moore's hardness scale. And this was northern Minnesota that I got this one. This one actually was in a fault line from the big volcanic activities that happened millions of years ago in Minnesota. But yes, every place has faults. We just don't get very big earthquakes here. But yeah, there's a lot of faults up north. Alrighty, the next chunk is this Rhyolite piece. This is up along the North Shore in Minnesota. It's a nice light red color. This is actually volcanic. This is from millions of years ago, when Lake Superior was being formed, pretty much. Minnesota and Wisconsin, we'll call it that area was actually ripping apart. And so because they were separating, a whole bunch of lava came up. And that's pretty much what this is. But this is the one that has, it'll be very hard to see, but there's a little black speck there. Those black specks are the obsidian that I was talking about. So because this is volcanic, there are little shards of glass, pretty much. It's pretty much just glass. And then the white squares are also called phenocrysts. And those are very unique to get white crystals like that. And so yeah, this is kind of our major volcanic activity that we can experience up in northern Minnesota. because like I said, the other locations do not have lava remnants or anything like that. Southern Minnesota was actually a small ocean before. So a lot of my fossils that I will show, if you guys want that video, are marine fossils, because southern Minnesota was a shallow ocean and there was a lot of living animals. Okay, another very cool piece from northern Minnesota. This bad boy is called an Orthosite. It is very reflective, very cool. It's got some very dark inside pieces, some lighter outside pieces. This chunk right here is pretty much what is on the moon. Under all of the dust and debris on the moon's surface, there is a hard rock layer, and it is mostly this felsic anorthosite. So it's very cool to get some of these chunks that are right in my state, that pretty much are on the moon's surface. So it's just very cool. It's very cool because I don't know why, actually. It's just cool to be holding something that is pretty much the surface of the moon. And yeah, I have it right here. I have it in my hands. And also, it looks very cool. I love this piece. I just love it. Yeah, this is way up north. And my last example is this huge boy. This is a very hard rock. It is called Gabro. It's very hard, so this huge chunk was the sample I got to take home, because we get hammers and tools to get rocks, but I probably could have snapped this in half. It's pretty big. I probably could have gotten half, but every time you hit a hard rock, it leaves a chip or a dent in it. And so this sample would have had several chips all up and down it from my hammer. So I just brought this one home. It's very heavy. And my backpack was full. And this is a good example of why this thing is huge. If we want to get more technical, this would be called an olivine Gabro. On a microscopic level, there are olivine crystals you can see. From eyesight level, kind of just bird's eye view right now, you can't see much. There are just kind of crystals. You can see it, some reflective ones. And you see the overall color is a dark black, kind of bluish color. But there are olivine crystals in there, and those are more green, dark green. And this is a good example of weathering. So you can see how it's kind of got this rusty color. This is from rain, snow, sleet, hail, wind, all sorts of erosion. So what you do is you have to break a piece off, and then this is the inside. This was not touched by any weather at all. And that's why it looks so fresh. So this was most likely the piece that was broken off. And then the inside was fresh. This is pretty weathered here too. But this piece was up against other rocks, and so no water got into it. So that is it. If you get if you want to go get a rock, you kind of have to cut it open. The inside is the actual fresh color, the fresh material that you can look at. And then I have two left. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. This one, it's a little different. It is a polished rock. I usually am not a polished rock type of guy, okay? But I saw this when I was in South Dakota on a family trip. Of course, at a shop. And I wasn't really geology. This was years ago, before I was into the degree that I got. And of course, this bad boy was like $60 because look, it's huge. Like, it's bigger than my hand. But this is rose quartz. It's a very common quartz, but of course, it's a large sample. And it was polished down, and it can stand. So I keep it on my bookshelf next to my books. And it is a very cool sample. It was very expensive. To me, rocks can be expensive, like $60, $65. Was kind of a lot because you could probably find this out in the wilderness. But it is definitely hard to polish something like quartz. So I left it to the local business owner, and he definitely caught my eye with this one. But yeah, this was a South Dakota one. Very cool. And my last sample, you guys, is some of my favorite type of rock. And I found this one literally randomly. This is known as Jasper because of its red color. But its other name, you could call it, is chert. Chert. Chert is some of my favorite rock. It is a sedimentary rock. It is so smooth. Like, you can probably tell that this is smooth. It's like a baby's bottom. It is so smooth. I just love it so much. It's like almost therapeutic to like not feel any bumps. And yeah, this is literally created by like pressure, pretty much. It's pretty much animal pieces. So in the ocean, when an animal dies, it falls to the bottom of the ocean, right? And when I say animal, I mean like small shells, marine, stuff like that. And then when it gets pressurized pretty much by the water's weight, but it could be pressurized by land too. A heavy layer above it could pressurize the dead animals. And it pretty much makes this very smooth, very nice material. So yeah, that's about it. Like, it's just pretty much dead things, and it makes like a mud. It makes like kind of like a mud layer, and then that gets turned into rock because of how pressurized it is. And so yeah, there's some pieces that are stuck to it, just natural occurring things, of course. But like, look at this. There's chunks, but it's just so smooth. And yeah, I love it so much. And the fact that it's Jasper, so it's got this nice red color. It's just amazing. I love it so much. So that was my rock collection, you guys. I hope you liked this video. I was thinking, what should I do for a video? And then I remembered that I have tons and tons of rocks around my room. And I was like, let's just show them some rocks, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, let's get to 300 subs, you guys. I want to open my Hidden Fate tins for Pokemon. And I said I would do it once I get to 300 subs. So we just have to get there, and then I will open them. And let me know down below any other video ideas you guys may have for me. I am an open book. I will read all of the comments, and I'll definitely let you know if there's any ideas that I want to do. So don't be shy. Put some comments down